Lavelle, ambitious, but brilliant! I don't believe it! I swear I do not believe it! And they are back on terms!
Yeah. Welcome to the Northern United podcast. The stress don't stop here. A 0-0 draw at Kenilworth Road, which should have been a win, wasn't a win. And we will now look at that game before briefly looking into Cardiff on Saturday, which is the biggest game in several years now. Michael's with me, as always, for these post-match things. We played well, mate.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, we did. We did, to be fair. We played all right. I mean, there was lots and lots of effort, lots of huffing and puffing. But unfortunately, we just not... We created next to nothing for me, you know. And the chances that we did get, one hits the post and one goes the wrong side of it, both from Crooksy. So it's just not... I don't know. We needed 3 points tonight. I just can't see how we're going to get out of this now. I know that's sad, isn't it?
The situation for me is not... I know it has changed. The maths has changed, technically. But for me, all we've got to do is go win. We should have been aiming... We were going to be aiming to win anyway.
Yeah.
I know we're sort of relying on Dart and Wednesday to do us a favour, which...
Well, the key to this result tonight is it gives Wednesday a chance. So it means that Wednesday have got to go for it against Derby. Having said that, they had to go for it against Forest, and they were crap.
But Derby, are Derby worse? Probably.
Well, it's a fair point. Yeah, it's a fair point. It's just I'm disappointed. That game was there for the taking. You know, listen to Sky Sports prior to the game, and they're saying, "What a good passing side Luton were." I despair with Sky. I do honestly. It's just, I mean, they were garbage. They were garbage.
Yeah, they were.
They were as bad as we've been all season. To be fair, for me, they couldn't get even close to goal. I mean, all right, they hit post once, but that were it. Virtually every other one ended up in stand it back at net.
Yeah.
And yet what are they, 12th, 13th?
Top half.
Bizarre,
guaranteed top half.
And it's all about taking those chances. And we aren't. And we
No.
haven't. And that's why we're where we are.
And that was the difference tonight between a point and 3. Literally just taking them chances. The performance was good. We were better than Luton. That doesn't say much. I thought Luton were poor.
Yeah.
But we were the better team. How many times have we said that this season? We're a better team. We just didn't score.
Yeah.
And that's why we've lost X amount of games, back 19 games or 1-0, whatever else. Yeah. We'll come on to this individual performance because, again, there's some good individual performances in there.
Yeah.
But it's substitutions that rocked us a little bit.
Not so sure about that, to be honest. But
well, John C. missed chances missed again. He can't stand much more.
no,
John Morrell, evening guys. A lot of effort and commitment from you guys, but talking as neutral front players are simply not good enough for this level, having seen a fair bit of Sky recently. Yeah, that's the difference between us. That's the difference between us and somebody like Luton. Just that, I know they were their finishing was very, very poor tonight, but they clearly find a way of putting the ball in the back of the net at important times. Otherwise, they won't be top half team.
Yeah.
That's where Birmingham have pushed themselves. They got Jukovic, who's very, very good at doing what Smith does, better than what Smith does. That's the difference in the teams. That's where we are.
Yeah.
I think we all got a little bit ahead of ourselves in January and February when Crooks were on fire and Smithy were on fire. This is sort of where we are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I maybe doing Luton a bit of a disservice saying how crap they are in front of goal. I mean, that comment is obviously born simply out of watching tonight's game. You know what I mean? But we were just as bad. So it's not. I'm not being biased here. we were just as crap in front of goal. And we can't afford to be.
Yeah, I agree. Josh Smith points out, which I agree with this, lost all attacking threat when Ladepo came on for Smudge. Understood the sub. We can't do the same role. But also Crooks has to bury that header too, as well as chance in the first half, onto Saturday. It was a strange one, Mick, because I understand the change, but he shouldn't have made the change. He shouldn't have brought Smith off. Smith looks fine. He didn't look as tired as he did on Saturday.
Yeah.
He was winning lots of headers. Him and Crooks link up really, really well.
Yeah.
And it nearly got us a goal. The chance in the first half that's hit the post, it almost resulted in a goal.
Yeah.
That substitution was wrong.
Well, there's no George Ursul on the bench tonight. I just wonder whether he's just hoping that he needs Smithy for Saturday, and he's hoping that Freddie would get us a goal, because he can pop up and get us a goal. But he didn't really have a chance to get into the game. To be fair,
no.
You cannot hoof the ball up to him. You've got to play it on the deck. You've got to play it through to him to feet. He reverted back a couple of times tonight, Freddie, for me, with his poor decision making. There were a couple of chances when he got the opportunity to play that first time ball and bring another player into the game, and he hangs on to it for too long. But I'm not criticising Freddie. He just didn't get any service tonight, and that's the problem. We've created very little. We went through a period where we were creating loads and loads of chances and not taking them.
Yeah.
Now we're hardly creating any and still not taking them.
Yeah.
And the point that John Morell made there is absolutely right. The front two or the front three or whoever it is just simply not good enough for this level.
No.
And we're not getting anybody else chipping in, are we?
No, there's no goals from midfield at minute. Nice to have got some Wednesday fans listening. But I agree. Luton were awful. Callum Gibson, we set up completely wrong. We set up for a point, tried to get a point. I can't see us beating Cardiff away. Our strikers asked Hurst should have played. I can only assume that Hurst was injured. I assume we'll get some update from that. There's no other reason not to put him on the bench. And we talked about this, Mick. As much as Hurst has not been brilliant, it gives you that other option. It gives you something else. It gives you something Freddie don't give. He's got a little bit of burst of pace, which Smithy ain't got. The only reason he can't have been on bench is because if he weren't fit.
Yeah, there must be an injury worry there somewhere along the line. I don't agree with Callum there about strikers being trash. I'm not having that. They've got 19 goals between them, the front two of this season. It's not garbage. It's just they're not being consistent enough, and that's the problem. They're perfectly capable of scoring goals, as they've proved, and scoring crucial goals as well. But it's more a lack of consistency than a lack of quality for me. They've enough quality. I think they have got enough quality for this division. I'm not saying they're excellent or anything like that. They're probably just about bang average. However, they're just not consistent enough. And that's what you've got to have.
Yeah, I agree. Paul Cherry says poor tactics. No, put it back in there. I disagree with the tactics. I think we set up really, really well. Effectively 3-5-2, 3-5-1-1, whatever you want to say. Smith and Crooks together is probably, it's an argument to have, our best partnership up top. And today it showed. Crooks was probably the man of the match today. He's got some argument from Blackman again, because Blackman pulled a couple of world-class saves. But Crooks has done everything but score tonight, hasn't he? Is this far away? I'm still convinced that second one went in. Header at far post. I'm still convinced that's in. The tactics was for me. The start tactics were absolutely spot on, because we were, for the most part, the better team. As a manager and from a tactical point of view, there's only so much you can do. It's down to the players to put the ball in the back of the net, which they had the chances to do. They did,
and again, it's what we talked about on the last podcast. It's about that composure, isn't it? Under massive pressure, you've got to have composure, and when we didn't have that on the ball, you need that to be able to maintain a little bit of possession, build a little bit of pressure, and to create those openings. And unfortunately, we just didn't have that. We didn't have it. It's panic stations in it. I think the panic's got to everybody now. It's not just us as supporters that are panicking. For me, a lot of the time on the pitch, the players are as well. it's one of them things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you do?
If you want to see good finishing, go watch Champions League. Ethan's Polish. Ladepo was useless when he came on. I've seen more effort from him running after a ball. Man of the match, Icky. Man of the match. But I thought Icky was very, very good. Icky has gone back. He's had dips this season, Icky, but over the past month or so, he's gone back to last season where he's not flashy, he's not outstanding. He just does a job, and he's been steady away for a little while now, Icky.
Yeah. I agree with you. Again, I'm not going to call out Freddie because I don't think he's had really much of a chance to get into the game tonight. He's not had many balls played into him. He's got nobody. At the point that he comes on, the pressing game's kind of gone out the window a little bit, and we're not pressing the way we had for the rest of the game. So he's kind of left in lurch a little bit for me. So. I think it would have been a bit of a last throw of the dice to put Freddie on and hope he gets a tap in, and that didn't come, did it?
Well, he almost did. That Giles cross, which he should have stayed on side for, and then he should have done better with, obviously.
But, it's looking along the line, and he's way offside as he's looking along the line. He's just living in hope that somebody behind him is playing him on, and it was close, but it weren't close enough for it.
No. Matt Malia, better team, didn't take those chances. Yeah. Jukester on YouTube, loads of effort tonight, but once again can't take chances. Still possible to stay up, hopefully. Derby and Wednesday draw, and we beat Cardiff. This will come back to haunt me. I can't see Derby winning. I cannot see Derby picking up 3 points. But I also, if it were possible for two teams to lose, Sheffield Wednesday and Derby would be the game where they both lose.
If you're telling me, if Derby score, they win.
Well, in theory, yeah. But I think it's 3 games in a row now that Derby have scored and gone on to lose.
Yeah, but
then Sheffield Wednesday, as we know, as soon as Sheffield Wednesday go down, they don't. I think that they picked up 0 points or certainly not won any this season.
What motivation have Sheffield Wednesday players got to try and stay in Championship? What motivation have they got? They've got none because they're not getting paid. So why would they want to remain in a division which is going to make their chairman some more money, the bloke who's not paying them?
True.
No, it's just not going to happen, is it?
I don't trust Derby to score or to get anything. I just can't see it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's our only hope, isn't it?
Yeah. Jamie should have picked up 3 points today. Blackman made another great save. Let's go all plays on Saturday, regardless of what happens. Absolutely love the club. Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see potentially, but it all depends on Hurst, doesn't it? Because if Hurst didn't fit, you can't start Smith and Freddie, can you? Because then you've got no options. You can't change anything. So then let's say somebody gets injured, we're screwed. Yeah. If it gets to an hour and things aren't working, you're screwed because you can't change anything.
Yeah,
it's about finding that balancing act of let's go for, well, we've got to go for it. Yeah, but at the same time, you have to have an option to change it. Which, if Hurst isn't fit, we haven't got the options to change it. So it's difficult. Very difficult.
It'd be typical, wouldn't it? That be typical. Just to last game of the season, our only option to change strikers is gets an injury. It's just ridiculous. But it'd be just sum this season up. To be fair.
Carl Garrison said it before, and it still stands. Next season, we must bring in a striker who knows where the back of the net is week in, week out. It will cost, but it's an investment we need. Yeah, but how many clubs are in the Championship saying that? Derby are probably saying it. Wycombe are certainly saying it. Coventry are definitely saying it. Coventry are a 25 goal striker away from being a really good mid-table team. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. But
we could start a GoFundMe page, can't we?
Well, yeah, that's true. Matt Spilly, we have Giles putting brilliant balls in, no one attacking him. Very frustrating. I agree. Giles, we talked about this earlier, mate. Giles has been defensively excellent.
Yeah.
And going forward, certainly when he was given more freedom, I'm becoming really impressed with Giles' overall game at the minute.
Yeah. Absolutely. Put some peaches of crosses in, if that's, I don't know, a couple of peaches of crosses into the box.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm feeling a bit down.
Well, this will cheer you up. As Dan from the Northern Monkeys football show mentions, Sheffield Wednesday did bring a striker who did know where the net is, but having spent £10 million on him and 40 grand a week 4 years later, that's what happens. That's the risk you take. As much as it's funny, that's the risk you take. And at Sheffield Wednesday, we're fine for them because Chansiri can back it up. We ain't got 10 million quid. We ain't got 5 million. We ain't really got 2 million quid to spend on a striker.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
And that is unfortunately the way of the world at the moment. And we start, getting massive loans or shelling out stupid money for players. We just end up where Dan's team is. That's where we end up ultimately. So,
Sorry, not all.
Sorry, not all. Sorry, mate, but it's true, isn't it? I'm sure you'll agree with me.
Yeah. Iris Bailey, lack of firepower. Tony Stewart wasn't prepared to bring in a finisher in these 19 games, losing single goals. Would have and could have been reduced, which may have made a mistake, may have made a massive difference. But easy talking like that. It's about squad collectively. He thinks we're doomed. Yeah. We're missing that bit of quality. But yeah.
Look, we're 19 games where we've lost by the single goal. That clearly is the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a goal here and a goal there. And we're probably going to end up, if we do go down, we're probably going to end up going down by a couple of points, probably. Maybe. Well, we can't go down by a couple of points, can we? But you know what I mean.
Well, we could.
We can.
We
can. Yeah, don't go with connotations, whatever.
I'll work on that for next episode.
Yeah, please.
Rush Bailey says it makes a valid point, but what can you do? It's no good being a better team if we ain't for scoring, ain't finishing.
Right. No, absolutely.
Absolutely. I'd sooner be playing garbage football and winning. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're going to do, unfortunately.
Definitely.
Edward Downing, Barnsley fan. Good luck. Really think Derby should have a points deduction, and obviously he thinks Wednesday should have a point 12. Easy to forget Wednesday started -12, don't they?
Yeah. But
where they are.
And that's a fair point from Edward there. To be fair, why did Derby not get it? That's another story altogether, isn't it? Stephen Pearce, board of directors at EFL.
It's another subplot. John C for next season. Josh Coder's coming back next season. I'm not saying he's going to make 25 goals, whatever league we're in next year, but he's certainly an exciting kid to come in for us next season.
Yeah. Listen, it was tough to take that tonight. It's a tough result. We needed the 3 points. I accept that it's not the end of the world by any stretch of imagination. And to be fair, I don't know whether I'm going to be watching our game or Wednesday game on Saturday, because I think the excitement's all going to be at Pride Park, isn't it?
Yeah.
But who knows? We've just got to hope that Derby bottle it again. And we're able
the thing is, the one thing you're meant to be able to rely on Derby for is the bottlers. But, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they can finally do something right and continue to do the same thing, jobs are good, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it would be. It'd be just our luck for them to turn it around, wouldn't it? But
Jamie, who would you rather go down, Derby or Wednesday? Both.
100%.
Yeah. That's like choosing which arm you want to cut off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, I'm on the second tier podcast today, and he was saying that the Wednesday fan was telling us that since 1933, Wednesday have only won twice in Derby in that entire time, only once at Pride Park. And as Dan the Owl pipes up again, Wednesday are the worst away team in the division, and they go away to Derby at the weekend. Now, this feels like to me it's setting up for a Sheffield Wednesday win.
He's smiling. That's a little bit of a smug face coming from Dan there, isn't it?
Yeah. Frustrating. Like I said, we can pick out some good performances. We can pick out a lot of good performances from tonight, but it counts. Well, it don't count for nothing. It counts for a point.
Yeah, it does.
We've still got some out of the game. It's still a point. Just frustrating, Mick. Just very, very, very frustrating.
Yeah, it is. Shout out to Blackman again tonight. He pulled off some decent saves again and kept us in the game from that corner particularly. That were a cracking save.
They were a foul and all.
I think we were a foul on him. Yeah. So how we managed to get to that ball, I don't know. But yeah, I thought Matt Sunday was poor. I think he's been poor since he came back from injury. I don't know what the situation is there, whether it's this contract issues, whether he's just not fit, but he's not the same player that he was.
No.
And
I prefer Harden out there at the minute.
yeah, shout out for Wes Harding. What a fantastic buy that lad has been for us. What a fantastic season.
Other than the 3 mistakes he made in 3 seconds in the first half.
Yeah, apart from that, but he didn't lead to a goal, so I'm all right with that.
Yeah. Bit paused in the
yeah.
Edward Denham points out, and we compare ourselves to Luton and Barnsley last season. They were in the same position last season. Yeah, it's tough, but it's the fun, isn't it? We were talking about this earlier, Mick. Rotherham don't really do last day dramas. The last day we had was Aldershot at home in 2013.
Yeah.
Before that, I can't remember the last. Well, not including playoffs, obviously. I can't remember the last day drama. It's not really a Rotherham United. No, some clubs go through it quite a lot.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
they go up and down. We go up and down a lot. We don't often get involved in this type of thing. We're normally down with a game or two to spare or whatever. It's not like us at all.
No, it's not. It's not. And it's really hard. It's really difficult to take. I'm getting on now. I can't. You know what I mean? I can't take this sort of pressure. It's too much for me. It made me turn to drink, and that's no good at my age. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. Dan says it again. Last day drama's not good for the heart. Wednesday been in a couple. Some good, some bad. That's a mixture. Derby are rarely in good ones. So John Morrell also mentions whoever played wide left impressed me. That with Ryan Giles. He's improved massively over past his time here. And Ethan's Polish backs. Go on, mate.
I was going to say John will not be that happy when we tell him he's from Wolves.
Oh yeah, he's a love for Wolves.
Yeah, he's a Wolves player, mate. He might come to you next season. A lot less travelling for him.
Ethan's Polish backs you up. All of a sudden, he looked like he didn't care today, just a bit lackluster. And Russ Bailey pops up with the correct answer. MK Dons 0-0 in 2006 or 2007. We needed a point, and it was a 0-0. Poor game. I seem to recall that game being horrendous, but it was what we needed to stay up. And if you're going to relegate a team, MK Dons are the one to relegate. So
yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, what we've said it for a few weeks now. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Just performance does not matter. It's irrelevant. It's just about it's about finding it back at net, for God's sake. You know what I mean? We had a 20-minute spell against QPR just 2 or 3 weeks ago, where we were like Barcelona. You know what I mean? And why has that changed? Where's it gone?
I don't know. It's mad, isn't it?
Oh God, it's so frustrating and really difficult to take. But yeah, on to Saturday, I guess. Last chance saloon, literally the last chance.
Literally last chance saloon. Yeah. Yeah, I'm already getting stressed. I've already spent the last 2 or 3 days not sleeping particularly well. Just can't stop thinking about what's the potential a million outcomes there could be. If there's a scenario that it could happen, I've probably thought about it. It's just you can't. It's just all consuming, as we all know.
Yeah, all day, every day. You know what I mean? It's getting too much now. It's getting too much. I'm going to end up getting divorced. I'm telling you now, I'm going to end up getting divorced.
Yeah, there's so many subplots as well. It's fascinating for the neutral. It must be fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely.
For John, who's a Birmingham fan, it must be really interesting. But for me, it's no good for us. No. Good for my health.
No.
John C. wears curly tops. I'm missing him. Ben's in bed. He did stay up and watch the game, so we're doing the podcast with us, which will be out probably Friday. But he might be asleep, but he's certainly in bed. Bless him. I'm not sure if it's another haircut.
He needs his beauty sleep, doesn't he?
That's true.
Not as much as I need it, but there you go.
Yeah. We'll just have to stay up at Cardiff, and then the lads let the sit out a draw at Derby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that. And Dan, not all again. If nothing else, a Wednesday Rotherham promotion battle would be very interesting. Yeah, come on now.
Yeah. I think you're selling us both above our worth there, Dan.
Yeah. John Morrell, interesting for a change, because they're usually involved in the last day drama. Yeah. There are a few last days of Birmingham.
And of course, Wes Hardy were part of that last time as well.
Yeah.
So Wes got a bit of experience of it, and maybe he'll get his first career goal. I don't think he's got a career goal yet.
He's not. No,
he scored. So Wes Hardy and George Hurst to score on Saturday.
Yeah, the good thing is, and we'll talk about this on the main podcast, that if there's ever a team, there's two managers that I think of on the beach. One of them's Neil Warnock, and the other one's Mick McCarthy. When their teams when there's nothing to play for, I know they've spanked Birmingham the other day 4-0. I'm fully aware of that, but I would also argue that Birmingham have taken their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
And think, I imagine there's a much more relaxed atmosphere around Birmingham now that they're safe.
Yeah.
When we got relegated, the season we got relegated under Warne in the first one where he came in partway through the season. We played him later on in the season. Keith Moore played for him, and they were garbage, and we beat them 1-0.
Yeah.
That's what can happen with a Mick McCarthy team.
But you also know from a Mick McCarthy team exactly what you're going to get. We got it at New York Stadium. There were only 2 penalties that were absolute blatant penalties that we weren't given. Possibly 3. I had a handball where Will Volks knocked it out with his right forearm. Maybe not. I don't know. But the other 2 were absolute blatant penalties. You know what you're going to get. They're big. They're going to bully you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether we've got the sort of the strength, physical and mental strength left in us. One more game, just one more push.
3-day break.
Yeah. It's one more push.
Yeah.
But you say it's a 3-day break. You're travelling back up from Luton either tonight or tomorrow, and then you're travelling down to Cardiff on Friday. So it's not,
It's in the kickoff.
And it's an early kickoff. But excuses is all that is. And
yeah,
isn't
true.
It just say it's all in mind.
Yeah, great. I'm going to say something. I've lost my train of thought. A shout out to the people who went down to the stadium and sent the players off. If that happens again on Friday, when they set up on Friday, that'd be good. I don't know. It's a working day. That's the problem on that one. I'm sure if we stay up, Bill, the players will be greeted back on Saturday evening. Ifs and buts and all that.
Yeah.
Apparently, Ethan says that Hurst is missing the last game, putting his Instagram, so it will be Smith up front on his own. If that's the case, I can't see that. I can't see why that wouldn't. How that would be anything else. It might be a chance for that Jacob Graham to start on the bench potentially, if needs be. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Last couple. Tonight from ONOB. Tonight something just either wasn't working or was right tonight. Started celebrating after the Crooks header, but a draw was probably a fair result on how it played. It put Hurst is injured. Let's hope Saturday.
Yeah. Could have done without that, couldn't we?
Yeah, and Dukes at the end of the day, win, lose or draw, if we go down Saturday, we're definitely there for the Millers next season. Yeah. No matter where we are next season, I'm looking forward to next season. You know what I mean? Back in stadiums at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Back in the stadium, and that's ultimately all that matters, isn't it? No, it's not all that matters. I don't know why I said that. I'm all, that's a man resigned to relegation, isn't it? Right there. Yeah.
So we've gone on a bit. Thank you all for watching. Even if you're not a Rotherham fan, we appreciate it. Except the Wednesday fans, we don't appreciate the Wednesday fans. There'll be a couple extra episodes. We were going to try to do daily episodes, but I don't think we're going to be able to get a daily. We're certainly going to do at least one extra episode this week. The normal podcast will be out as normal on Friday. We will plan on doing a live pre-match, probably when the teams are announced, Mick, which will be around 11:30, something around that time, and then we'll certainly be doing a post-match once I've either finished celebrating or finished crying. We'll then do a live show afterwards, to sort of dissect it, and then we've got some plans for the summer coming up for a few different things. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to YouTube, follow Twitter, Facebook, and everything else. We would very much appreciate that. And we'll see you all pretty soon. And have a good night. Ready, on one-on-one. Can Freddie Kenny shoot? Can Kenny get a shot?
Unbelievable! Apologies to the neighbours.